In order to simplify meshing process, we can split our geometry in certain areas, so it's easier to create automatic mapped mesh. The most important areas would be the area around holes. In SDC, we have something which we call Meshing Toolbox. It can be opened here from the top toolbar. Here, we can go to Geometry Editing, select Path option, choose Factor, and set up pick circles for which we would like to split our geometry. As you can see, SDC created those paths automatically here, which will allow us to easily mesh our structure. Then let's do this also for remaining circles. Now, in order to further simplify the geometry, we can also split our surfaces, taking those corners. Here we can select point to edge and point to the edge in order to split the surfaces. We can also use point to point option. Additionally, I would like to create also 1D beam element structure on top of my platform. Let's create, in order to do that, let's create points in beam intersection and connect them with lines. Okay, my beam structure is ready. In order to mesh our model, we have to create mesh properties, both for plates and beams. In order to do that, we have to go into our model tree, Model, Properties, right-click, and Add. Here we can create material, theta, young modulus, Poisson ratio, density, then we have to choose the title, so the name of our property, and property thickness. Now we can create beam properties. You can choose element property types by clicking this button and select correct property type. In our case, it would be the beam. Let's also set up the name and shape of our property. Now all properties will be visible on the left-hand side. The next step is meshing. We can mesh our structure with use of Meshing Toolbox, which you can find here, or with meshing tools, which can be found on top of the SDC window. Here you can go to Mesh on Surface, choose the property, type of the mesh, and size. Now you can select all the surfaces which you would like to mesh with this approach. As you can see, mesh was created. In the same way, you can mesh all other surfaces. And meshing of our shell structure is ready. In order to change mesh size, you can go to the mesh sizing tab, and here there are various options to increase, decrease a different number of elements on each surface. We can either increase the number of elements here, or we can set a number, for example, to 2, and set up all other curves. Let's do it for all of the circular openings in order to get smoother transition. As you can see, mesh is ready. In order to mesh 1D elements, we can do it directly from here. Go to Geometry tab, pick up Curve, select curves which you would like to mesh. Pick the property and set up vector. Then we can do the same step for our columns. and for top units. We can preview property sizes by showing thickness and cross sections. As you can see, this cross section should be rotated. You can easily do that by update elements, choose the line element orientation, method, property, set up vector, and as you can see, our property was updated. And with use of Meshing Toolbox, you can also change the element sizes. For example, set up number, 10 elements on each of those curves. Here, in order to connect these two beams, we need to split the curve at the location of intersection. In order to visually identify property types, we can change color of plates by right-clicking on Properties, Color, select All, and Random. Then color with property colors. As you can see, all properties are used with different color.